Welcome back, everyone, to the Time Center podcast. Today, we're going over Monarch Season 2, Episode 3, giving our thoughts and our reactions to it and what possibly could go down in Episode 4. But with all that out of the way, let's get started.
I guess we're started, and I cannot imagine where we're going to go in Episode 4. What's your thought?
So, I think Episode 4 is setting up a lot of stuff. As we can see in the Episode 3, that the team did split up and they all went their separate ways. May, when it started working with Apex again, there's a lot of stuff going on there that we can dive into because that's going to take a major role later on down the road that
Nearly fell off that chair arm. It could have been fatal. I've noticed this. They split up a lot and they come back together.
Yes.
Diverge, converge. It's almost like a plot.
Oh my. But Episode 3 dialogue that we talked about last time, that the team were going to split up and chase after Tynex, and the flashbacks were going to go more in depth when Billy and Kate were on the island. And we also said that there was a big secret that was going to get out. Well, I think we pretty much figured that out towards the end of Episode 3, and we realized that, and also too, that Hiroshi's machine that he copied the original back in 1954, or it was like 56, right? Was it
50s? Sometime back in the 50s.
Okay.
I don't know how he ever made it so small with all the big tubes in it.
Well,
because there weren't any transistors then.
Well, there were a lot more advanced.
And in fact, I think Hiroshi did that later on in the 70s and 80s. And he miniaturized all this when solid state components came about.
Yeah.
Because before then, it would have been humongous, maybe big as this studio.
Yeah, there's no way we could get it up here in the studio. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even with 4 people to carry it.
No, you need a whole truckload.
Truckload of people?
Okay. But to continue on with it, though, in going at the end of Episode 3, now they're gonna try to go into Apex. I guess the next synopsis, if you want to say, in Episode 4, they're gonna try to go into Apex and take back Hiroshi's machine, because they obviously need it to track down Tynex, but also to go after it to end up stopping it before it causes any damage at all or cause any havoc around the world. But we obviously know that later on throughout the season that it's going to continue to Tynex is going to cause more of a problem until eventually that Godzilla and Kong's going to come together.
I really don't
fight it.
I think Apex is providing tracking support to Monarch. But I don't think Apex cares at all. If Tynex gets controlled or minimized or sent back, they want to use it for their own research. They have an agenda. Apex has an agenda.
Yeah, that brings up another good point in Episode 3, that the head of Monarch, because you could say Tim is like, in parentheses, you could say he's in charge now.
Only of one outpost.
Yeah, of one outpost, yeah, but of the main vessel there. He had talks with the main general now. I forgot what his name is, but I guess you could say the main overheads or the board of directors.
Director Burris is in charge.
Yeah.
But who's twisting his arm?
I don't know. Is it the government? You just say the government because they're funding.
Which government?
The U.S. government.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You believe?
Yes, because it's a U.S.-based military system. It is funded by the U.S. government.
Part of the, perhaps, military-industrial complex? Eisenhower warned us about this.
Eisenhower has nothing to do with this.
Eisenhower was president when all this started in the 50s.
We are talking about 2017, not the 50s.
True, but we also look at the flashbacks in the 50s when Eisenhower was promoting and building the interstate highway system across the United States. Godzilla was wreaking havoc in Tokyo, and young Lee Shaw and Dr. Mura and Wild Bill Randa, they were out there researching and trying to chase down Titans and sort it all out.
Yeah.
Eisenhower had a clue. And when he left office, he said, beware the military-industrial complex.
Sure, we'll go with that.
And I think it was code for,
well,
watch out for Monarch.
No. Monarch is completely different when they started back in the 50s. It's completely different. And that's why, Kiko was so confused when she got, because she had no idea what was going on with all the advancements. But we talked about that in the last episode. But to continue on with it, though, will they get the machine back to help with Tynex? And what is going to be the main thing, like we were just talking about with Apex and what they're doing is because they're coming onto that vessel and they're secretly trying to take over everything because they want everything to establish their main superiority. Eventually, like we see in 2021, Godzilla versus Kong, when they build Mechagodzilla. But we're not to that point yet, and they're just trying to prevent another G-Day. That's what they call it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Mechagodzilla is perhaps the grandfather of the modern robot industry that's about trying to get their segue themselves into our households?
No.
You don't?
No, that Mechagodzilla was literally programmed with the DNA of King Ghidorah and the power source of like whatever they had before they used the Hollow Earth. We do not have those two things, Hollow Earth and King Ghidorah. We don't have that. So there is no way and possibility that we have robots that come into our house that have that. And I don't think that could fit into this house. Yeah, I think I answered your question. Ooh, I got to.
You doubt the Hollow Earth?
Oh my. Okay, to get off of that point, but going into episode 4, like I said, they're gonna try to take back the machine, and the other group is kind of split off. They all went home. Kate, her brother, May working with Apex again, but May is working with Tim though, and she's a secret spy, like to give them insights on what's happening with Apex.
Yeah, she's a double agent. Yeah. Working inside Apex.
But she can't get caught again because she already got in trouble.
They may have already caught her and she may be a triple agent, acting like she's feeding information to Tim, but giving him disinformation at the behest of Apex.
Or maybe she's a quadruple agent. She's working with Trump right now because Trump right now
Let's
would be in power.
Let's do not talk about the president of the United States.
No. He would be in power. Not in power. He would be the president right now in 2017. He took office in 2016.
That's correct.
So would she be working with him secretly?
I think he was insulated by his, there's a lot of layers between him and the intelligence and the scientific community, so gives him deniability. I mean, there's some things he really doesn't want to know.
I mean, if he wanted to know, he could.
I think one thing he would probably really want to know is where these portals are so he doesn't accidentally build a Trump hotel.
I was about to say, he could have just named the big giant ship the Trump ship or whatever. Trump's vessel.
Oh my goodness!
It just makes
you think
we're gonna go after oil.
Well, that may be
take over Monarch.
May be his legacy someday. That the United States Navy will name submarines. There may be a whole class of naval vessels called the Trump class.
The Trump class. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But let's get into the big main thing here, the secret that we talked about. And like just previously mentioned just a couple minutes ago, it was revealed at the end of episode 3 that Kiko and Billy, not Billy, Lee Shaw, sorry, backtrack that Kiko and Lee Shaw, basically Kiko cheated on Billy, and we found out that
let's don't talk about all that. My goodness.
No, it has a correlation because because Hiroshi in episode 3 saying you have no idea what it is, just with all that stuff that he had with 2 families, and he goes, you don't understand stuff like that, but she paused and just stood there in the alleyway. She didn't say anything.
Well, do you think
and also too that Billy found out at the very end of it. He found the note that Kiko gave Lee Shaw.
Do you think these kind of complex relationships are normal among monster chasers?
No, because there's no such thing as monster chasers.
There's
no such thing.
What do you think this is all about?
This is called fiction. This is called fiction, everyone. This is not real.
It's real.
No, it is not real.
It is real.
I'll let him believe that. He can go out to the Sahara
Listen
Desert.
Listen to me. Real.
He'll go out to the Sahara Desert and try to make some make-believe machine to try to
if
draw
I
out
had
some
a gamma ray simulator,
Titan.
I believe I could call up a Titan.
No. Maybe you could call up... Shoot, what possibly
do you think?
could you call
how do you
up?
think they're going to explain it when this buried enriched uranium in Iran calls up a Titan over there.
That's not going to
They
happen.
will say that somebody dropped a big bomb. They won't want to admit that from the Axis Mundi that a Titan came up to get that snack.
To get that snack.
Snack.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh.
What do you think happened at Chernobyl? What do you think happened at 3 Mile Island or the Fukushima plant? These disasters are all time related.
No, it is not. No, it is not time related. No.
The Monarch is a way to float this idea in front of the public and get us accustomed to thinking in this vein so it won't be such a shock to us when we find out the truth.
That's
the truth.
Let's let him believe that. But to go off of that, so he finds out the secret and everything, and that's gonna we'll just say take effect later on. Let's just push off to the side. But that was the big.
You mean there are repercussions and consequences for bad behaviors?
Yeah, let's just put that because he finds the note at the end of it. So we'll push that off though. That will handle itself later on.
I was impressed about this that Kiko has such beautiful penmanship. Her cursive, the way she writes with a flourish when she makes the L for the proper noun. Lee.
Yeah, but I was going to say this too. After watching the episode last week, I was like, well, we know one thing that runs in the family. Cheating. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not wrong.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so yucky. I don't even want to talk about it in front of our audience.
I'm not making it up. If you watch it, his mother did it. He did it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's part of the family. So
this is just has an ick factor.
Yes.
Beyond chasing monsters.
Yes, but you were also talking about times being real. But okay, to get off all this, though, what do you think is going to happen in episode 4? I know we just kind of gave the synopsis a little bit on what they're going to try to do, but do you think they will get back the machine though? And what will possibly happen after that?
I think there was going to be some Titan action coming up. I think they'll get closer and closer to Titan X.
Yeah.
And I think they may find out as they follow this migratory pattern or whatever it is that Titan X is on, that there'll be some interesting way stations along the way. They may meet other mini Titans, suboptimal Titans that we don't know about.
Oh my!
And then there
Titans.
May be a lot of incidental damage, like your fisherman out trying to catch the big blue marlin and gets scarfed down by Titan X, or
one of the scarabs,
or water skiing contest, that Godzilla rises up in the middle of. You never know what's going to happen when you get out there in the deep blue.
That's okay. I guess you gave a little bit, then you kind of started wandering off. But I will kind of agree with you. I think, though, that they will get the machine back, and it will lead them with Titan X, and they will be on its trail, but kind of lead them back to Skull Island. And I think all the rest of the crew will come back together there. Obviously, I think that will happen. But I think
diverge, converge.
Yeah, we'll come back together. But I think everything will take place, though, on Skull Island, because this is where Kong is at right now, and that's where you saw in all the trailers before the season started that Godzilla was coming towards the island. All three were right there. So I think that's where it will take place.
You think after Kong has one of these big rage episodes, his blood sugar gets low, and that's why he sleeps so sound?
Okay, well, I have no idea.
The big thing my big question going forward is, how many times is Tim gonna quit and then get rehired?
Oh yeah, that's because
it's like a revolving door for this guy. When are they actually going to give him a golden parachute? Maybe a buyout package as he walks out the door. Something to keep him out there and keep him honest. He could start his own Titan detective agency, or he could do what we're doing, be Titan researchers.
Or start his own podcast. We'll just say that. But yeah, that's pretty funny though. He's probably quit and came back on now, 3 times?
Do you think we could get him on the podcast here?
No.
Tim, if you're out there, come see us.
Yes,
it'll be good for you.
Yeah.
It'll be good for us.
Yeah.
It's called
it would be good publicity.
Win-win.
It's coming back together.
Converge. It's
converging. But
hey, let's do the dance the big guy does.
Okay. Well.
Okay, is that enough?
Yeah, he is in charge during this time period. So yeah. But that's pretty much it for the breakdown and our thoughts of episode 3 going into episode 4. Again, we will make our reaction for episode 4 when it comes out. But if that's all the thoughts we have, if you got any closing thoughts, but
America's a great place to be, folks.
Yep, I completely agree. But thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all next time on the Titan Center podcast.
Next time out.